So chat, if you will, say hello to YouTube. YouTube viewers, welcome to our third draft that we will be posting. It's kind of 3.5 because we did one earlier today, but because I am bad at computer, it did not save. It was a 1-2 with blue-white party, but we'll see what we can get here. If you're watching on YouTube and you'd like to see the drafts live and interact in chat and play Stream Raiders, you can visit the stream at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. We're fresh off a 2-1 with blue-black rogues. I'm assuming since the other one got like screwed up that it was because it was not a rogue deck. Because I think the only thing I'm allowed to actually post to YouTube is rogue decks. Because we've had 2 of those, right? I also may have fired the recording too soon. Because now we gotta wait. Have any of you found the drafts to be firing a little bit later? Because that was not happening earlier today. Nor was it happening yesterday. Maybe the people that are not very good at draft are starting to peace out. Waiting builds suspense. Okay, I can get behind that. Thank you very much for the Vampire Bits, Wallet Inspector. That is much appreciated. I have the alerts turned down a little bit while we're doing the YouTube. Just need one more. Y'all spam some cats for the Wallet Inspector. Thank you, my friend. All right, here we go. Yeah, I just don't want the alerts to be jumping in the faces of people that are watching on YouTube, but I still want them to be able to take part. All right, so we got us here a Royal Eruption, a Crab, an Umara Mystic are kind of the cards I'm initially thinking about. I have played with all of these. The Crab is not quite as good as you would expect for a rare. It's got a big booty, but you really got to spend some mana if you want it to connect and hurt anybody. I'm kind of tempted to take either the Royal Eruption or the Mystic. The Mystic would be a bit of a gamble. The Royal Eruption would be a bit of a safer pick. The Eruption being basically the only red card in this pack is somewhat tempting too. The Mystic is kind of like if you swing for the fences and get there, you'll be happy. If you don't, you'll live with it. Maybe we need to try that. I like the Royal too, and normally I would have picked this, but I had a conversation with Ryan Sachs on the stream a while back where he's like, you should probably swing for the fences and take those build-arounds, because if they work, you'll get a deck that can 3-0 easily, and if you don't, given the quality of play that I can sometimes exhibit, I'll get a 2-1 with a pile of random cards. Well, we're blue-black now, boys and girls. Buckle in. It's YouTube, so duh, we're going to play rogues. I've never seen this card passed. Literally never seen this card passed. It's absurd. And YouTube, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be drafting rogues every single time I click record. But here we are. I don't know what to tell you. Because I'm playing this. Like it's not like I'm gonna play it. So there is a possibility that we're not exactly blue-black rogues, right? Well, I'm not going to force it either. What I'm going to try to do is hug black or blue if I can't get into both, and then maybe play green-black if that happens to be open, which is leading me towards the Vanquish the Weak here. Because if I have to splash it, I can splash it. I can deal with that. So we're going to take the Vanquish the Weak here with the idea that maybe we can play green-black and splash it. And it's looking like that may be the direction that we go. Although I still think I take the Skulker first. I'm going to want rogues in the deck. It's worth noting that there are some playable rogues in green. But like looking at this pack, it's basically the Flingland, Arbor Mage, and a lot of replaceable cards. But a lot of them are green. So we'll grab us a Skulker here. Skulk is good. I don't know that it's good, but it's playable. Now, having said that, if we were just blue-black, it'd be better. And 4 people have looked at that Cunning Geezer Mage and didn't want it. So again, we're positioning between a safe pick and I think a good pick. The safe pick being Vanquish the Weak, the good pick being Geezer Mage. I'm going to take this Geezer Mage. Because I really want to be blue-black if I can possibly make that happen. That really ups the power level on Xerath. Like not having to wait for your splash lands or whatever. And again, worst case scenario, if I have to play green, I'll still have a Skulker and a Vanquish the Weak. Also, this card's amazing. Like my most drafted common in the most recent core set was Roaming Ghostlight, and this is just a better version of that. I'd way rather have the flexibility and lose flying. Because like there were times people were attacking me with a 4-2, and I'm stuck on 4 mana and can't do anything about it with 3 Ghost Lights in hand. It certainly is. It certainly is. Cunning is better than the blue rogue. Yes, yes. This is a 3 mana 3/2, which is fine. It has tags which might matter for party. At 6 mana, it's a bounce spell, but it's both of those things in one package. So being able to get all of that is really good for us. The Diviner's is a better card than the Sky Dancer, but this is another evasive rogue, and it does get some mill going, which we'd be interested in with Xerath. So I think we're just finding our YouTube archetype open again and going for it. So I'm going to take the Sky Dancer. Again, knowing we're black, I feel like I kind of have to. I know, Rusty, this has happened every single time I've tried to do a YouTube draft. I like Subtle Strike a lot in Rogues, but I think I want the second Vanquish, I think. Is that crazy? I've seen so many of them. I kind of want one of these too, but like I ain't gotta stress about it. I like 2 Vanquishes, for sure. This is a decent playable Rogue. That's fine. And it's okay if our blue's a little weak. It doesn't have to be great. But it looks like it's going to be fine. So never mind. Everything's fine. So YouTube, what you need to know is that if you would like me to draft non-rogue decks, apparently you're just going to have to come to the stream to see it. I legitimately do draft other decks. We've had landfall decks. We've had warrior decks. We've had kicker decks. Just take the uncommon, I guess. I'm not getting out of this. Yeah, this one's pretty spicy so far, Possums. I'd rather pass the white because I'm not going to play it. We've even had Lithoform engine decks. That's right. I managed a 2-1 with that deck with the 2 Lithoform engines. That was a spicy meatball. Yep. There's the uncommon rogue we want for this deck. Kitesail plus Xerath is a real thing we could do, and we have access to that. I'd rather just have removal and force him through. But like, so far this is looking great. We should take a moment to consider our curve. This is functionally a 2-drop. You don't really play it on 1. And this is probably, hopefully, a 6-drop in this deck. So we're actually not that bad off. I do need some more 2s. Whew, lordy, this pack has got some things going on. Because if Xerath isn't the best rare in the set, it's only because Phylath is. And if Phylath isn't, it's only because Xerath is. I think Phylath's better. Like, Fixed Avenger is still Avenger. We've got a really good rogue, we've got a Thwart the Grave, and we've got a Deadly Alliance. This is kind of an absurd pack. I think Thwart is the most unique effect, but that Black Bloom Rogue is really good. Like, absurdly good. I've talked some about how much I like Thwart the Grave, though, so I think it's my pick here, but this is really tough for me, because I want all of this. I want all of it. Whee! This pick is not that tough. Apparently we could get all of these we want. I kind of dig 1 Disciple, but not over the Geezer Mage. This guy's too good. This is how we're getting Xerath through. I don't need 3 Hunt the Weeks or whatever. What is it? Vanquish the Weeks? Whatever it is. They're weak. I don't need that many. I don't need any of this either. We could end up playing a cleric if I just miss on those. And it is a party trigger for this, and if we get anything else, but this deck's looking pretty dang good so far. So there's a Royal Mage, which gives us a 2-drop and a 6-drop, and access to another Vanquish and an access to another Thwart. So come on in, buddy. I would have been happy to get a Skulker here, but I think blue-black is just open. All I've got to do to get a nuts rogue deck is just start recording for YouTube. What's up, Toke? We are doing our YouTube draft today, and as is tradition, it is a pretty dang good rogue deck. Yeah, we're definitely going to be drafting using Crab Theory. Look at this. Pick 8 Bubble Tea. Like, I don't want to play that. Well, I'm lying. I do want to play this, but so we did, but there were issues. You remember how we kept getting pop-ups saying you're out of disk space? Well, that was because I had too much stuff on my hard drive and the file got corrupted. So that one died. I might end up playing this if we don't get enough 4s. There's nothing wrong with it. That's absurd. That is patently absurd. Behold my majesty and ability. And we've got like 2 kite sails for Zareth Sand now. We're fine. So good. So good. So if you're looking to get better at Magic, watching the videos or here on Twitch, the answer is just get past the nuts rogue deck. It's that easy. I don't know why you guys don't do it all the time. Ooh, do you see the combo? We're going to do it and do it and do it and do it again. Yeah. Let's get scripting. I think I'd be interested in a Relic Golem too, but knowing this draft, it'll wheel. Into the Royal's pretty spicy. I think we could have done red things too. We're still seeing good red cards, but this is just fine by me. And it's getting late enough that we're not really thinking about any of the cards in other colors because they just don't matter anymore. So this one's interesting. I need a few more 2s. I may want the Blood Beckoning, because having a Blood Beckoning in the deck makes me a lot more comfortable running these out early, knowing that I can get them back later and find the value there. I'll probably want another one of these, but we're not going that hard on milling our opponent. We're doing it a little bit, but not a lot of bit. And I think I'd rather have 2 specific graveyard. That's just duping the Thwart the Grave, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And I've got enough raw card draw. Let's just take the card I know I'm going to play. I talked myself into it. It took a minute. Perhaps the Swarm needs to be fed? Yeah, I could feed a Swarm. I'm pretty happy with one of those. I'd like maybe one more mill card and one more 2-drop, because I don't really want to play that Cleric. But I may not have a choice. I don't need the Blood Price because I've already got the Inscription. This is just like a souped up Blood Price. I don't really need another 3. I guess it's a 3 that's a rogue, which is sort of handy adjacent. I don't 100% know that it gets played. We have. There have been a lot of those, so I think black-white could have been a reasonable take too. I don't think I want this much card draw, but there's nothing else open to us. So if the end of the deck is playing the Cleric, we'll deal. Yeah, it may just be Mind Drain and a Cleric. I could see matchups where I would want this. It's not that I'm playing a lot of Wizards, but we've got 3 plus these, so it could sort of do something. The relic golem wield. Am I actually milling enough that that does something? Well, I don't want a second field research. Or do I? Mill, mill. I'd rather have the field research because I think I'm going to play that. That's a bit late, but y'all go ahead. I don't know what to tell you happened in this draft. I don't mind one of these, but I'm playing enough card draw. I don't think I need it. I think I need that cleric. I think everybody likes eruption. I like eruption. Do you not like eruption? So I think I do need that cleric for sure because I just don't have enough twos yet. That means I should probably realistically cut one card. I don't super need this bat either. Maybe the mind drain is too much. Like, I don't need to focus that much on milling them, right? Somebody probably did, I guess. Like, I didn't get enough of these. I could have used one more, but this one will be turned on. I've got the Royal Mage to cast on 2 if I have to. This could block a 2/1. So I don't think we're going to get run over. And I don't think I'm actually that focused on milling them with this deck. Like, it'll happen, but it's probably going to happen when I can sneak this in and cast a Sky Dancer and or Cutthroat. So I don't think I need the Mind Drain main deck. Now for the mana cost, I think I actually have more double blue than double black. Because the kicker on the Royal Mage, yeah, this is just an easy 9/8 in the favor of the islands. No, not that. They always try to get me with that. I want to pick my own lands. I wonder how many YouTube drafts we're going to have to do before we get a non-rogue deck. So chat, can you explain to the YouTube viewers why we mix and match our lands and why it's so important? Because it's important. It's very important. For Mojo? Yeah. There didn't used to be a reason. I used to do it because I thought it was funny and it might tilt my enemies. I can tell this story while we do our Stream Raiders battle. But it actually does kind of matter now that Zendikar Rising is out, because in one of the updates, if you have all of the same lands, they will stack them into groups, and it can be difficult to tell how many you actually have. Whereas if you play different ones, they'll just spread them out, and it's a heck of a lot easier for me to count how many lands I have. I mean, that too. You paid for the lands, you can do whatever you want to with them. Whatever I do what I want is always a valid statement. I'm not here to tell you you can't do that. And this battle looks like the northern flank is doing a little better than the southern flank. But I believe we will win this one. We lost our last one. So I'm happy to see us approaching victory. Just a couple of them goblin tossers left. I think it was yesterday we had Kazul's Fury and the Black Shade, and John said we should fling a shade at them so we could say we're throwing shade, which is not bad as far as puns go. Wallet Inspector with the kills, Michael with the assists, gold for all of y'all, scrolls for Michael and Sim Wife. We continue in these adventures, and we are ready to play our draft games. I'm going to bring out the big guns for this one, because I don't like losing. Let's slay some orcs. Hey, what's up, Tim? Yeah. We are doing our second YouTube draft because the first one did not record properly. I hate mulligans. I really do. This only needs one land, and I do have 18 of them if we count the Black Bloom Rogue, but I think I have to send this one back. Because it doesn't just want to hit one, right? And I don't think the payoff is quite there. And I've got enough card draw, I think I can take the hit. But that's really tough. It's really tough. All right, here, I think we keep this and send back the Thwart the Grave, and that's just not going to be part of our plan this time. Because this field research should get us to our fourth land, and then I can use this to get more if we need it, and if we flood out, I can just do the thing with the stuff. Well, it wasn't a rogue deck. It was a blue-white deck, and I think YouTube only wants rogue decks. Now, I normally wouldn't want to play this duder out, but considering we're stuck on 2 lands, I need to go ahead and get some things on the board, because we might be stuck on 2 lands for a while. And if we're not, I'm not doing anything that impacts the board for a bit, right? Well. So I'm going to play my own Seafloor Stalker and hope we're just staring at each other? I'm okay with that. Why not? Because now they have to commit to a removal spell to get it out of the way, or just agree that we're going to stare at each other for a bit, and then I can draw my cards. There is a force spike and a negate, but I'm not too stressed about that. So now we've basically unmulliganed ourselves at the cost of our turn 3, which I find acceptable. And we should be able to pass with the Sky Dancer up pretty happily. I could also just sorcery speed make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'd really rather draw cards with this because against blue they probably have an End of the Royal. So I think we just kind of let this one happen. Oh, I'm gonna. You wait and see. We just gonna have to hit some lands. But if I don't draw one naturally next turn, we can get one here. I suspect we're going to need to Sky Dancer and Bubble Tea a 5/4, but I'll let them play the cards before I start naming them. We should remember they've got a Mimic and a +1/+1 counter under here. Presumably they got a 6/5 as well to bounce these lands. But like, I probably have to like Bubble Tea this guy. We can't even wait for it to attack first because it is vigilant. God, I really need those cards. I've got the option to try to Stinger it. I'm terrified they're just going to start bouncing my stuff. But all I need is lands. They're going to play a 6/5 here. No. Okay. They're going to play another one of these dudes. Okay, I can answer that one with the Stinger, but I've got to draw a freaking card, man. And I'm going to have to vanquish the weak this too. So, like, we got problems, yo. Because they've managed to turn this into a threat as well. I think we've got to be grown up and hit these lands. Like, I can win this game if I can hit 2 lands. There's 2 lands. So am I going to put everything in front of that? That's a bold move. I don't think I can do that versus green. But we're going to end up taking 8, 9, 10, 11 max. God, It's almost worth gang blocking it. Because if it actually worked, no, it can't. It can't. Because I still need this to be able to connect to get Zareth doing stuff. It's just getting a free 2-1 isn't exactly exciting. But their adventure party's ready to go. We knew we were taking a heap of damage this turn. Royal Mage may not get better than prevent 5 damage, so I'm willing to believe that there is a bus under which it should jump. Alright, so we can Stinger and have Vanquish the Weak up, although I'm not entirely sure that I can get them with it. They've been very careful to play in such a way that they're keeping up enough to pump this past Vanquish the Weak. But if, I think I need to hold. God, this is terrifying. They just bounce one of my dudes and I'm dead. If they do something, I will, like end of turn, I will at least be able to kill this. Which right now is a huge problem. But they've got the mana filtering from the Pack Beast. I suspect I'm going to be dead to something like a Rabid Bite. I really got to stop calling these. Just needed the lands. All right. So this is going to change our plan a little bit. I'm never going to be able to trade with that, and it's unblockable. So what I have to do is kill this to make it more expensive, bounce the rogue, and then try to double block this adventurer, which is definitively not exciting. I cannot vanquish. They can just pump in response. That's not going to work for me. I can vanquish, I just can't vanquish this. All right, I'm losing if they have a removal spell anyway, so I may as well gain the damage. Like, Zareth may not be much more than a shock to the face, because, like, our next few turns are kind of locked up. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Yeah, no worries there. And I'm not meaning to be hypercritical for that. It's just like there's a reason I was terrified of this card specifically with the Vanquish the Weak. Because, oh god, they've got two. Game over, man. Don't mulligan in limited. It's bad, okay? It's real bad. So they like to party, is what we're learning. And they got expensive cards in their deck, sort of. They've also got really good mana sinks, so trying to mind rot them isn't necessarily helping. Hey, what's up, Ishtari? How was your stream today? Yeah, they're just getting me with unblockable stuff. I think if I don't have to mulligan and get to, like, use all of my cards, we can do something there. So I don't think I want to sideboard here. I think I just want another chance. Glad to hear it, Ishtari. I skipped on that one because I value my sanity, but I'm also not an undecided voter. Like, it seems more like watching a weird episode of Jerry Springer. But like, I said I'd vote for a ham sandwich. I wanted it to be Bernie, but instead I got Joe. I'll take a cup of Joe, man. This is traditional drafts like the drafts your ancestors did, Dave. We are doing our YouTube draft for today. So if you have not already, you can say hi to YouTube. And we have some special news in that I will have special guests nearly all day on Friday. Tommy will be joining us for a Finnish lesson, and Dave Seville himself will be joining us for a draft or two, as he put it. I figure if you got a platform and you ain't gonna talk about stuff that matters to you, you kind of doing it wrong. So I talk about whatever I want wherever I want to. You're not my real dad. The one and the same. The one and the same. So I can throw down a cleric to deal with that later and potentially another 2-drop if I need one. I don't mind trading 2 for 2, and I don't think they're going to block it. Okay. We line up right nicely against that. If I was a vanquishing man, now wouldn't be the worst time. But I think I just want to get my cleric going and kind of dare him to attack me. Don't think... it's a bit ambitious to think that I'm going to get to 6 mana. Yeah, I need to just run this out there. This is a small critters game. It can at least attack and trade with one of those next turn. And like, we very nearly got the whole party together. All right, I do know I want to vanquish that, and then I kind of just want to send them all. Like, this is actually pretty important to their strategy. Do I want to trade 5 for 2? Heck yeah, I do. I'm going to need to open this and look at it a little later, because I would like to see you in all of your long-haired and hippie glory. That is an epic Frisbee picture, dude. You're like 200 feet tall, right? Because I'm short. That's another reason to attack with the cleric, is if they're going to get me on the royal mage, we may as well get some value off of attacking with the cleric here. I suppose they could double block it, but I don't think they're gonna. They need them party members. So the plan is they're going to cast the 5/5, and then I'm going to bounce it and swing back with the team. This was not part of the plan. I don't want to bounce that. It's not fair that they got a Griffin Wizard. I didn't want them to get a Griffin Wizard. Like, I know you got to build your party and everything, but like, that wizard is too strong. I am disappointed. I can't bounce any of their stuff, so I guess we got to let them play the hope they play a 5/5. We can bounce it and dirtle our way to a way to deal with this. I feel pretty stupid about vanquishing the Weka Pack Beast right now. It seemed like a good idea at the time. It's really all I can say. As it turns out, it was not. Okay, I guess Home Slice is attacking. This is actually a nice answer to that. What? What? I have been played like a fiddle. I have been played. The overlay is off. I should turn that on for you guys. I forgot to turn it back on when I restarted the computer. We're getting annihilated. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's like our deck, but better. Because we've just got rogues. They've got the whole party. Our deck's pretty busted, too. We've just had some issues. Look at this. They're basically playing... I think they're splashing for these dudes to get the party synergy, and because they kind of already have it. This is very strong. This is very strong. All right. So what am I supposed to do here? I expect you to die, Mr. Bond. So I could vanquish this, block that, take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's game over, man. That's game over. Unfortunate. All right, so let's see if we can recover and scratch 2-1 out of this. I think our deck is busted too. I ain't seen nothing like that before. Maybe Sultai is the way to go. That said, all of the 3-color decks look good when their mana cooperates. When it doesn't, seems a little sus. Might get ejected. Why 2-1 and not 3-1? Because we've already lost a round. All right, this is a decent start. There's only 3 rounds to go. It is highly unlikely we play that out turn 1. I should have played the swamp first, frankly. I'm going to see if I hit another land, because I'd really like to. If they attack, it's a pretty clear indicator of a subtle strike. And if they don't, it's a pretty clear indicator that they're on nothing. Because with vigilance, like, there's no reason for it not to attack. So this is kind of a truth detector. They're not going to attack with a vigilant creature to bluff me. Unless they're a mad god, in which case, game recognizes game. And here I kind of get an attack of my own if I want it. Because I could get them with the duelist if they block. They could party tactics and still kill me. In which case I'm trading the rogue and I'm trading the rogue for a party tactics and the healer. I kind of find that acceptable, but just not necessary right now. Because it's going to cost me playing out the 3/4 this turn, and I'd kind of like to get that going too. See, now that's something that's worth killing. That's something that is definitively worth killing. What would they do to kill this? They couldn't. They literally couldn't. Not with the Zulaport duelist. I think they've probably read me for it. So this is draw 2, bounce 2. So I need to get to, what's that, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, and we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might just want the 2 cards now. I think I do. Like, it's a little better than 2 cards, because, like, I get to pick what they are, and these are not too bad. These are not bad cards to have. I'll take that. Because I suspect they don't block again. Which I'm very okay with. Is it 8? It is 8, you're right. We're a long way off then. But it's not like the duelist can't do some work on the way back. I don't think I want to use it just to prevent 2 damage. All right, all right, all right. You got some life gain going on. That's going to make it real difficult for me to attack with the snack. It's not going to make it difficult for me to attack with this, but I can't play this guy and double do the end of the royal, but I think I'm bouncing this regardless to get a turn off and a card deeper, so let's just do that first. There's really no threat in attacking anymore, so I think we just hold back. I'm gaining them a life this way, but I don't care that much. This is a lot of little stuff to get through. And a surprising amount of life gain. Maybe not that surprising. You kind of expect these things from the clerics. But we are seeing kind of the slight downside of our particular build of a rogue deck, in that if you're not able to mill them, your cards are a little underpowered. Like this being a 5/3 menace, kind of cool. This being a 4/4 menace, pretty cool. But a 2/3 and a 3/4, somewhat underwhelming. All right, so we've got to feed the swarm, but I've already used it. So we've got a royal mage. That's terrifying. I suspect that it will kill me. I am not pleased to see this, you could say. But my plan is to Royal Mage, blow this up, then get the Zerasan, attack, and play it from their graveyard and kill them with it. That is my current plan. It's a good plan. It's a real good plan. It's not a good plan. I'm gonna die. Can you tell what's gonna happen to us next turn? Because it ain't pretty. It is not pretty. I think I can survive a stampede here, but it's gonna be rough. I should have recorded the first draft. All right, Stampede is on. So I know I'm playing this. I suspect I'm also chump blocking with it. What I think I'd like to do is ignore the bat, shrink this down and kill the dang thing, and then take the trades we have to take. Because if I block here and tap a rogue, we're good. The other biggest threat they have to the game is this. The biggest threat to my life total is a different story, but there's not much I can do about that. This would be me taking 9. Well, I'm going to have to put something in front of that, and I'm not happy about it. Maybe this goes in front of that. So there's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I could gain 3 back, and like everything's going to be a little shrunketh for the next one. So I think this is my block. But it's ugly. It's real ugly. I don't think I'm missing anything on the math. Back in my day, tapped creatures didn't deal damage, but that has changed. This land is not quite what I needed. This would or would not allow me to pump this. It would, which I may actually need. So I am currently living in a world of terror. Oh, good lord. Okay. There's no world where they trade these. But if there is, it would be a good world for me if they take this block. This is about my only way in. Because now at least I can handle things on the ground and all of my rogues are turbocharged. We're still not ready to go on the offense yet, but I could sort of see it from here. Yeah, that was an old rule. There ain't much of a chance, but there's a chance. Currently, I could still blow this up. Thwart gets me back a duelist and a... Well, I guess it gets me back this and a skulker. I've seen worse thwarts. I've also seen better ones. There's no way I attack and they trade off for something, is there? Like you would just take all that damage. You're at 23. Like blocking makes 0 sense for them. Like literal 0 cents. So it kind of has to be Skulk and Gloom Hunter. Return target creature card. Okay, that's going to be my target creature card. And then up to 1 rogue. So I can start pecking for 1 and try to stabilize, I guess. God, it's rough when like land and non-land is bad for you. Who believes we can beat this? Spam cats, that might do it. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking about with those lands. Oh, they're thinking about whether they want to make a token or not. That's a fair thought. Hiya. They're just going to try to go wide. It's not a bad idea. All right, if they're trying to go wide, then I'm going to need to vanquish the weak this. They're almost at 2 pumps, but it's time to kill it. I'm just attacking with this to gain life. Like we may get him down to 20. I was trying to see what we could get if we top deck Zareth, which would be nice. But just not where we're living right now. I don't know what they have that they can't use. Maybe a binding, and there's just nothing worth binding right now. Because I don't think this is a 20 turn clock is very realistic. That is making something that wasn't going to trade, but... All right, math says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers. I've still got good single blocks. I don't as soon as they hit another land. But I guess we just hope they don't have another land. Zareth, where you at, bro? That's my way out. Zareth solves so many problems for us. And I can even force him in with the Stalker. But I think we're awful close to just being dead to a land from them. He went to Zareth. This is looking a little scurry. If they've done their math, I'm dead. I don't have to do the math. I'm pretty sure one more land does it, because then all of a sudden these 4/4s just don't have good blocks. It's not about your life total right now. Oh, this is going to be ugly. So this doesn't tap things. It just makes something not untap, which is not great for us. But I've got a kill here. We've got trades here. This is death touch, so we can take out the biggest thing, which would be that. This has got death touch, so we can take out that. I'm going to have to chump the 6/6, I think. And then I can block this and still trade. This leaves me basically dead. But any trades we get are good ones. Oh, this is miserable. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to recover from this. The Geyser Mage is a start, sort of. Because, like, turning their 6/6 into a 2/2 isn't bad. And the idea would be that I block this and they don't hit a land. That's not going to work for me. Because if they hit a land, I need to be able to double block it. And if they kill that, like, they're going to draw a land or a spell, right? It's going to be one or the other. And if it's a land, I've still sort of got some opportunity to top deck the other Geyser Mage. Like, I'm trying as best I can here, boys and girls. Whew. Okay. Okay. It's really hard to outvalue a Felidar Retreat. So I would like a negate, but I don't have one. What can I actually do about that? I could try to get it with a Mind Drain, which is something. That may be the only something I have, frankly. I mean, obviously Feed the Swarm works too if I don't spew it off early. What here's just unimpressive. Really, it's the Cleric. Like, that was just here against aggro decks. And the extra discard and mill should help the deck do the thing that it wants to do a little better. It's hard to race their life gain, too. Like, that's an absurd amount of life gain for this deck. Oh, God, another one-lander. This displeases the Travis. One-lander on the play. I can't keep it. This deck looked so good. All right, all right, all right. I hate to bottom a sideboard card. Maybe the answer then is that I don't. I bottom a swamp. I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm going to have to beat him with card advantage. I'm going to have to beat him with card advantage. It sucks. Whew, okay. What's up, Wallet Inspector? I think I can beat their cards if I don't have to play against Felidar Retreat or I have an answer for it. I probably should have played the Seafloor Stalker first. Like, there's a world where I cast this next turn and don't hit a land. I don't think it's a very likely world, but it doesn't matter which one I actually have in play yet because I don't think I'm attacking with them. Although, to be fair, if they swing in, I'd block with this one and happily trade for a combat trick. I think this one's a little more valuable later. Okay, we hit the land anyway. So that may mean we just play the 3/4. I could attack and see if they want to double block and vanquish the weak, but they've got better targets than that. And like that opportunity isn't going away. Okay, speaking of better targets, that is one. So I think we are now at Vanquish the Weak this, so that it doesn't kill me. And I can probably attack here. If they've got a removal spell for this guy, I'm in trouble. This would trade for both of those, but I don't think I'm that scared of that now. They've also got to be a little worried about me having the Zulaport Cutthroat, which I don't, but I showed it to them in game 1. I also don't think the 3 damage matters that much. They've got a lifelinker in play already. But I'm going to need to field research next turn into some gas. Yeah, binding there's pretty good for them. It puts everything back in their camp, and they gain the life back. All right, let's hit that land. Let's play a Stalker, and let's hold. I may have to feed the stupid Kite Sail Cleric, which I really don't want to do. Well, okay, fair. They'll give me a better target. Because I got plenty of turns to deal with that. I don't have plenty of turns to deal with this. Heretic!
Good evening, Travis. I hope all is
Thank you for the resub, my friend. I can attack now because I'm just going to play another one. Not that it does a lot, but it does something. Thank you very much, Heretic. Y'all spam some cats for John. Thank you, my friend. We're trying to scrape by with a 2-1, but things are looking grim for our hero. Just due to flyers. That's pretty good. So I can't activate it and Jitsu it. I got to count on one of these two getting through. All right, let's make sure one of these two gets through. It's only going to be a 2/2 flyer, but that's all I need. What the heck? How would you read me for that? Okay. I'll take it. I mean, it has flash. I can still flash it in. Seems like a really odd read. So I can pump this once, or I can trade Zareth for that. Because I'm not getting in next turn with him. I mean, that's possible, but it would really surprise me. They did definitely play in a different way than I would have, because they didn't block it until I drew the Zareth. Man, this is so awkward. I'm just gonna have to play it out. They read me like a book yet again. Yeah, I needed a non-land. What's funny is I needed a non-land if I play it. I needed a land if I didn't play it. So this has not worked out well for us. This has worked out kind of the opposite of well for us. Okay, let's just stay calm and carry on. If I'd kept the land, I could have gotten in there, but I was not prepared for them to chump a 3/4 at a bazillion life. Maybe I should have just attacked with one of them. But my life total's getting a little low here. It's lands all the way down. I never get to do cool things with the rares. Makes me sad. Well, there's good news here, and that is we can share with YouTube that you don't get to win every draft, even when you get a good deck. Sometimes you just get Felidar retreated, get perfectly red on your Zareth, and have a rough time. That was a rough draft. So we're going to wrap up the YouTube video here. I appreciate you guys and gals tuning in. If you'd like to ever watch me drafting something besides rogues, it looks like you're going to need to do it on the actual channel, which is www.twitch.tv/Semulin. Chat, say goodbye to YouTube. I will have another video up on the YouTubes in another day, because that's what we do. Call your video series rough drafts. Thanks, Dave. That's helpful.